Oh, fine, we'll keep going. Fine, we missed barely anything. Tiniest little conversations. To the bridge. I think we are finally done on the ship. Oh, wait a minute. So we need to go to the Astropathic Chapel to finish the, confessions. Can we do that yet, or is that forbidden to us for now? I don't think we can go there yet. That's a long walk. Oh, we can't go to the Astropathic Chapel. Did we stop there already? I think we did not. Candle's gone out again on 34. At least I hope this time I don't have to scrape psychic ice off them. How fascinating. To me, the Immaterium is made of colors, but the astropaths dwell in sound. Zachary Weiss. Choirmaster Zachary Weiss, a tall old man in a long green robe, stands motionless in front of a cogitator. The closer we approach, the clearer we can hear his continuous, unintelligible whisper. We're about to call his name when he falls silent sharply and turns toward us first. Lord Captain. A visit from the rogue trader is an honor for us. Like other astropaths at the chapel, the choirmaster's eyes are bandaged over with time-worn scrolls of sacred manuscripts. Nevertheless, we cannot shake the feeling that his otherworldly glowing gaze is studying us keenly. How can I be of use, your lordship? Sanctioning is a brutal procedure, one which robs every astropath of the gift of sight, but in return they gain a new kind of vision that allows them to see what ordinary people cannot. Remind me, who are you? The wrinkled face and drooping corners of the mouth look focused yet courteous at the same time. My name is Zachary Weiss, your lordship. I am the choirmaster of the Astropathic Choir. I was posted to this ship soon after my soul-bonding ritual on Holy Terra. You might say that I've been serving the House von Valencius all my life. Have you made a confession lately? The choirmaster replies, slightly perplexed. I beg your lordship's pardon. Why are some destined to perish in the warp while others must go on living? How odd. He grimaces as though with pain. Odd that you should have listened to my confession, and odd that you should choose to approach me afterward. Why? I felt there was anguish in that confession. I wanted to help. My confession made you anxious on my account, resulting in a waste of your time, for which I apologize. I am thankful for your consideration. He smiles a bittersweet smile. Death always keeps close to astropaths, and its punishments for arrogance and weaknesses are severe. I have seen my fellows die, and at times the memories are exceedingly hard to bear. Sadly, almost every choir has a story like that, and a survivor who has carried their ghosts with them ever since. Weiss lets out a ragged breath. My apologies. But I cannot continue worrying at these old wounds. Directing a choir requires a clear and firm state of mind. How do you like serving under Lady Theodora? I served her for 2 decades and never knew another Lord Captain before your ascension. With her, I had been through. The choirmaster falls silent as though briefly transported in his mind to another place. The shadow of regret creeps onto his face. Many things. Lady Theodora had a good understanding of my significance within the overall mechanism of the ship's services. Poorly concealed irritation creeps into the expression of regret on his face, which, however, did not stop her from neglecting my warnings. I'm confused, so how old are you? If my calculations are correct, having factored in our movements through the warp, then I turned 34 a month and a half ago. There's a pause. We can't quite decide if the old man in front of us is joking, but there is not the slightest hint of a smile on his face. Tell me about the Astropathic Choir. Of course, Lord Captain. Is there something specific you would like to know? What is this place? To us astropaths, this place is our cradle and our grave, Lord Captain. You are at the conflux of every secret missive, every order of prime importance, every scheme being plotted behind the scenes. You are at a place where each of your loyal astropaths is ready to lay down their life for crumbs of information, if that is your wish. We receive and send messages. For hours turning into days, we wander the dark depths of the Immaterium, carrying our voice through the warp's eternal night, bringing it our comrades in some remote refuge, accepting the voices, signals, and missives of others into our own abode. Those are most often meant for you, your lordship, and at times, they are meant for no one. We pointed the mechanical drum. What device is this? It is a sacred compiler that helps us record, store, and, to an extent, unriddle messages. The astropaths first receive these messages in the form of muddled images, dictating what they see to the machine, which logs their every word. From the reels of the receivers in the ceiling, the machine-recorded words are routed through the lines under the floor into transcribers, and then the thesaurus core. This core is the most important part of the mechanism, as it contains a vast catalog of various symbols and the methods of their interpretation. It's a very Planescape Torment artifact animating there. It's pretty cool. The compiler matches the images from the message against its data and forwards the results to a central cogitator and myself, so that I can begin the ritual of decoding. I know of no other choir that possesses so wise a mechanism, and I praise the God Emperor for their existence. However, while the compiler hastens the extraction of intelligible meaning from perplexing imagery, an astropath must still open their mind to interpretation, which is no less perilous than the rites of receiving or sending an astropathic message. If your machine knows the meaning of the symbols, why can't it decode the messages itself? Regrettably for us, your lordship, astropathic messages are not ciphered dispatches, but rather psychic imprints containing information. Only an astropath can read the entirety of something created through the medium of the warp. Furthermore, as messages pass through the immaterium, they might become distorted by malevolent intent. It falls to your servants alone to shield their mind with faith and separate the true meaning from the influence of the ruinous powers. So if you wanted to hide certain information from me, you could. Vice's face twists into a bitter grimace. My duty is to shield you from the monstrous communications that filter through the warp, the screams of the Emperor's loyal servants, centuries dead by now, the nightmarish, maddening images of the Sea of Souls, the cursed symbols that cause astropaths to convulse in violent fits of frenzy, the messages from abominations in search of weak minds to devour. Concealing all of that from you is my duty. How does one become an astropath? We are all part of the Imperial Tithe once, psychers delivered to Terra on the Black Ships, but only a few of the candidates had what it took to study astropathy. Fewer still successfully completed the grueling training to be eligible for soul binding, and almost none survived the initiation. He throws his head back. We were given the privilege to behold the Emperor's light, a light flawless and searing. A pious smile visits his lips. That changes you. It wounds you irreparably. It takes your eyesight, but in exchange, you commune with greatness. His presence in our soul fortifies them as we stand against malicious powers. After the ritual, an astropath is assigned their position. At this or that adeptus, an astropathic relay, or a ship. More often than not, our first place of service is also our last. If something happens to your choir, where can I find new astropaths? The expression on his wrinkled face grows more serious. It would be more important to say when something happens. The Emperor's blessing protects us from the warp's various influences. However, there are horrors dwelling in the void for which even this defense would be no obstacle, especially if one spends their time in their company as we do, as much time in their company as we do. There is only one way to procure astropaths, and that is through the Adeptus Administratum. Luck permitting, unattached astropaths from the sector will be posted to the ship, ones who, for whatever reason, will have lost their place of service. Failing that, the request will go to Terra, and we have to wait a long time. That said, there are other options, blasphemous, forbidden options, the choirmaster grimaces, unsanctioned psychers, unprotected and broken souls who seldom live past their first few seances. But even those would do should the God Emperor put our souls through severe trials. And judging by how rapid the warp has been of late, by the number of dead astropaths, those trials will be upon us sooner than our prayers could reach Terra. I know a couple of places where you could get no astropaths, Adira grins maliciously. That's of course if you don't insist on them being all classy and proper like this fried-eyed bunch. I want to discuss other topics. What's that noise in that chapel? Does it not bother you? On the contrary, Lord Captain, it is a mental focusing technique used by our flagship's choir, one that I invented myself. This music was written by an astropath. What my charges and I hear in it is not what ordinary people hear. It is true depth and beauty cannot be fathomed without the Emperor's blessing. The music protects our minds from rudimentary thoughts, purifies and sharpens them. But above all else, it serves as a beacon of sorts amid the tumultuous Sea of Souls, a thread to lead us home from the deadly maze. We'll speak later, choir master. I have business to attend to. Goodbye, your lordship. We leveled up for pestering him about his prayers. Sigma AR-87. Level up. Fellowship, yes. Let's continue increasing our persuasiveness. Blade in his hand. Any blade dancer attacks me with a sword deals 3. It's just, you're slightly better. These penalties do not stack. That's a shame. Death Warden. Medicaid is determined by weapon skill instead of intelligence, so their own skill is higher. Plus 9% critical damage, use medkits as if I have medic skill advancement or the corresponding feature or talent. That's pretty good. Blade Dancer's maximum wounds are up by 6, that's great. Each attack made the Blade Dancer increases the damage of all subsequent attacks to make this turn by 5%. Area attacks, burst attacks. This is good. This makes it so that when we do multiple Blade Dances in a row, they have an offset effect. Let's do that. Very nice. Weapon skill for you. Oh, wait, no. Weapon skill, no, we want melee. Weapon skill is melee. Yeah, close combat, okay. His toughness is already really high. Weapon skill is a little low. Let's do it. Better to die for the Emperor. Doing my part. The first archetype ability used in each combat by this character costs 1. That's not very valuable. 1 AP per combat? This is fine. Take no heresy. Yeah, plus 10% crit, plus 10% armor against terrifying enemies, yeah. An Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability or affects an ally with such a raw ability, the resolve is increased by 1 for 1 round. That's pretty great. Fleet combat training. Wow. Need 2 weapons for this. Get into cover. Once brace is applied, each effect. Get off me once the braced effect lasts. Let's just do no heresy. This is great. Buffs the whole team. Can't go wrong. Unless there were no Xenos or demons to be found in the game, but alas, I know already that there are. Okay, we get a power this time. Unsanctioned Psyker. So she currently has divination and telepathy. Sensory deprivation. Dominator sensory deprivation is required for Mind Bond. Mind Rupture. What's this? Hang on. Oh, attacks its allies. Oh wow, Mind Rupture is great. That's fun. That's very mean. This is a cool ass cone. Dominate or sensory deprivation is needed for this though, so let's dominate too. Spend all the movement points to move as close as possible toward the Psyker. They can act as normal while they're pierced by moving toward the Psyker. Yeah, or sensory deprivation. If it succeeds, the target is merely blinded until the start of the next turn. If they fail, they become blinded and suffer additional -5 to all characteristics reduced by blindness. I must make a willpower resistance test at the end of each round. That's an okay power. What's these over here? Foreboding. Creates an area that lasts until the start of 6% allies within the area with 6% dodge. The dodge cannot be less than 11%. That's pretty good. Prescience. Gain a bunch of social stats until the end of combat. That's not bad. Perfect timing. All allies. Perfect timing effect. When, if the ally has a weapon capable of reaching the attacker and has an attack that costs 1 less AP. Wow. Oh, it only works once though. I see. Oh no, it's once per person. That's cool. Precognition. Attacker's next turn is moved up 2 rounds in the initiative sequence. Sometimes granting even 2 turns. Prophetic intervention. When I realize there's damage to make them fall unconscious. That's pretty cool. This just lets you unkill somebody. And it just makes them weaker for the rest of combat. What does it cost? You need perfect timing or precognition. So you need to be pretty heavily invested. Dominator sensory deprivation. Mind bond or psychic assault. They're not in order. Yeah, they should be in order, but they're not. They're alphabetized instead of being in logical order. It's all very hard to decide. They're not making it easier representing it in such a goofy way. Yeah, we'll stay a telepath. Are you any good at any of these things already? Or your awareness is really good. You know, it'll make you even more aware. Perfect. Argenta. Ballistic skill, perfect, yes. You're not that good at that considering it is your whole deal. We get 2? Or, oh, we've already taken ballistic skill, I see, we can't take it again. Agility. Improves intuition, dodge. Affects demolition skill. Perception. Reduces the enemy's chance to dodge, that's good. Strength and willpower. Yeah, we'll give her perception. Better to die for the Emperor. Does this stack? It probably doesn't stack, eh? Probably. Maybe it would go to 15. Probably it wouldn't go to 10 for everybody else, that would be my guess. All allies excluding Xenos in the current party gain +5 the same characteristics chosen for humanity's finest. No heresy. Here to serve. This is great. Yeah, just need to make sure we buff her routinely. Actually, I wish I'd given it to Abelard instead and given her no heresy. I didn't realize they had that overlap. Should we load our game? Yeah, it'll take a second to redo. Yeah, so she'll take no heresy. And Abelard has the one that encourages him to be buffed. Oh, this is the most important one because her powers are really good. Yeah, so Glimpse of Fate. 20% increased hit chance on the next attack, dodge on the next dodge, and chance of success on the next resistance. They disappear independently. Held in my gaze. 13 to 30 damage to an enemy. And can immobilize them. Notch of purchase. Designate a square. The enemy closest to that square immediately moves with a force else toward it. All of them move. They move even if they're stunned or immobilized. Reveal the light. Target. So there's another power that makes them take damage per square that you force them to move. Target gains 22 willpower at the end of combat. All enemies in the area suffer a -22 penalty of willpower. Zone of fear. All creatures in the area of effect. Special willpower resistance or medium zone, even if they're stunned. Attacks opportunity for the navigator's allies who pass the resistance tests or are outside the zone and affect our allies too. Of course, of course. Take Held in my gaze. Take the huge attack. That's fun to me. Then they take more navigator stuff. Ooh, there's so many different powers we need to review every single time we go to level up. Blood augury. Stacked up to 5 times, wow. Every second turn. Additional action point. Every enemy in the navigator's line of sight is dodge and hit chance reduced by 5. Starts all turns, including extra turns, with 3 additional movement points. First on a target, a navigator with a single target ability each turn gains the same amount of additional movement points at the start of the next turn. Jeez. Mastery of time. Gains willpower anytime anybody else gains an extra turn. That could be amazing if we had extra turns going on. Enemies affected by the navigator's powers suffer a stacking -10 penalty for the next resistance test of the navigator's powers. If the navigator's perception is higher than agility, then dodge is easy perception, perilous ways. Yeah, this one. 4 damage at the end of the movement, increased by 1 for every cell they move. Strange vitality, navigator heals 6 wounds at the beginning of every turn. And gains +1 additional wound for every navigator talent taken. The healing increases by +1 for every just killed. This is, yeah. Extremely good. The course traveled. +2 perception every time they use new power. A resistance check. Attacks against the game +30% critical hit chance. And it stacks. That's so incredible. Tonicity. Unblinking stare. Wow, just make attack for opportunity much worse. Wow, 11 armor down. Under my protection, allows a target to navigate. Veil degradation of 10% or more, wow. Alright, wow, alright, cool, levels for everybody. Levels all around. Sigma AR-87. Protect us from the machine spirit's unrest, for without his gifts our sacrifices are fruitless. We can barely hear the voice of the young astropath standing very still next to the bulky mechanism, his face frozen in a mask of despair. His anemic hands are pressed to his chest, clutching crumpled strips of thick paper. He hears us approach and composes himself. The engine seer, his head lowered, does not so much as glance in our direction. With his hands folded underneath his robe, he makes a barely audible, unpleasant sound, a prayer in technolingua. What's going on here? The sacred compiler is ailing, your lordship. The gloom has come over the machine spirits, and they are disrupting the mechanism's operation. The 12th row of the drum is now adding incorrect symbols. The man shows us a stack of papers, and we notice at once that the row of squiggles on each line all end with the same glyph. We summon the servants of the Omnissiah, for the machine spirits are none too eager to heed their prayers. The esteemed Genjin Seer is in a state of tech prayer trance, and hasn't moved from the spot for a day now. He shrinks his head into his shoulders timidly. I had the audacity to think the sacred compiler could be better helped by examining its parts, but who am I to question the secret knowledge of the Adeptus Mechanicus? Why such a trifle of an error? Let us see if there's any way I can help. Well, what can I do? Can I interact with it in some way? Aha, wax-stained interpreter, text use 60%. Once cleaned of candle wax and seeped inside, the inner workings of the interpreter move much more easily. Faulty receiver calibrator. Only a 60% chance to help. The text receiving calibrator is not responding to the moving tape. A confident smack makes the machine start doing something. That sounds like a failure to me. There we go. The sensors of the text correcting calibrator are dead. The prayer to the Omnissiah makes the new sensors spring to life. Wow, a simple prayer was all that was needed. Beautiful. Grumbling receiver router. Strange sounds are coming from a couple of the receivers. After a couple of kicks, the sounds grow quieter. The mechanism has been pacified. Is there more? Is there still more? Hello? Seemed like we solved all of your problems. All of your little problems. Oh no, here we go. Malfunctioning cogitator. There's so many. Miniature screen. Command the machine to run a diagnostic. And the errors disappear. Wow. The transcriber is closed, leaving blots on the paper. After a couple of jerks, we were left holding the broken manipulator. Oops. But did we fix them all, or did we break them more? Your lordship, the astropath smiles at us, the shy, awkward smile of someone unused to smiling. The sacred mechanism is working again with no disruptions. With a trembling hand, the psyker hands us a strip of paper with smooth rows of etched characters, this time containing no errors. The engine seer rises proudly to his feet and says in low Gothic, a language he clearly has not had much practice in, "With sacred words and virtuous thoughts turned toward the machine god, I have been able to pacify this mechanism's wayward spirits. The Omnissiah blesses." How lucky we are that the venerable text priest is so pious and wise. This statement is true. I recommend installing 2 incense burning units in this compartment to prevent the spirit's continued anger. The unit Zachary Weiss will be provided the list of minor recommendations, 142 in total, for improvement to this compartment's maintenance. Failure to implement this will result in sanctions on the part of the Adeptus Mechanicus priesthood. We did it. We solved it. Receive the decoded reports, eh? I didn't realize we were doing that for a purpose. I thought we were just being helpful. Your lordship, I have something for you. The choir master hands us a sheet of paper with uniform lines and machine type etched into it. Thanks to your assistance in repairing the compiler, we've been able to interpret a most curious message. It contains a call sign that agents of the renegade Voidveer used in their especially important reports. Could it be a message from Voidveer? He was more likely the intended recipient. When was the signal sent? I cannot say with certainty, your lordship. Following the repair work, I went through texts that had defied decoding before. This signal had lost its way in the bowels of the mechanism. It could be a week old, or years. What does the message say? Only a few words. Lilamed, Odanthus Na 11, the winds have ceased, it is done. Now Lilamed is Voidveer's call sign for special reports, but the rest is a code we are unfamiliar with. That said, we know where to look for the truth. Odanthus 11 system. I will get to the bottom of that message. I have no doubt of that, your lordship. We'll speak later, choir master. I have business to attend to. Farewell. Goods. Into my inventory with the quest items. Alright, now we need to go back to the shrine to turn in the confession quest. Actually, there may not be a follow-up. I must take my leave. Open the reliquary with the power maul. I wish to wield it myself. Alas, your lordship, I do not know of a way to open the locks on that particular receptacle without damaging its contents. One of the ship's confessors from days past sealed the reliquary well so as to bar anyone from taking the weapon. I suppose it was a desperate precautionary measure against thieves and heretics who would seek to lay their hands on the holy relic. I am sure there exists some impenetrable secret method for unlocking the reliquary, and if I only knew what it was, I would tell you right this moment. I'd like to hear the Imperium's tenets from you. Oh, this is the one where we can scandalize him. We shan't do so. Well? Hey, Clotus, we figured it all out. I found the sources of the confessions. You have nothing to worry about now. Nothing indeed. I will pass the confessions on with a note regarding your personal involvement. The initiate looks at us with each of equal parts astonishment and admiration. May the Emperor protect your lordship. No conclusion bonus, though. Wow. Well, that was a lot of garbage we got done on our ship. Oh, they're the captain's quarters? That's not where I meant to go. Damn it. Damn it. Avoid ship bridge, please. That one had no load screen. No, over here. Well, where should we go first? I don't know that I did the prison before. Begin scan. The prison planetoid. Looking for trouble, visit Ricadiphilia, the prison planetoid. Rygat, sure. Show me the goods. My trophies were packed as cargo. Pilot Raquel. Oh, hello. Come in, escort. This is Captain. Come in, escort. Captain Vicari, escort, please come in. Pilot Raquel, the pale young woman looks at us with a mixture of hope and disbelief swirling in her eyes. We notice her hands trembling as she clutches her weapon. Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saint's teeth, I thought you'd never come. I'm Rogue Trader. What had happened here? There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it is being led by the prison warden himself, the Honorable Anathicon Castiglia. He's allied himself with the rabble that he himself was supposed to watch, and declared Ricadiphilia to be independent of the authority of the system's lawful governor. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Yvain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity, she details, enunciating every word of her overlord's title. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the warden personally so he could put an end to this lawless treason. He and his escort went ahead, and she grows paler. I haven't been able to contact them over Vox for a very long time now. We were late to arrive in Ricadiphilia. Yvain, Abelard mutters, stroking his beard. One of his distant younger offspring, yes. That's about as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. Yvain Winterscale has made several diplomatic visits to Oirak 5 on behalf of his father, rogue trader Caligos Winterscale. The great regent would not have granted entry to someone dishonorable, which means, whatever happened in this terrible, malodorous place, we must aid this man of noble blood. Tell me about this planetoid. The only settlement on Ricadiphilia is a penal colony. The prisoners work in the mines in their domed quarries. They mine sulfur, ceram dust, and sand, which is then melted down. A rather nondescript place. Or so it was, prior to current events. The warden himself is spearheading the riot. Yes, she bites her lip. No one expected this. Master Castiglia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal to House Winterscale. All of a sudden he proclaimed that Ricadiphilia was now his personal domain, and the prisoners were his subjects, and that he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock? Why would young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents? She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Castiglia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When the Lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly, and so he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend back to his senses, no doubt. The first Winterscale in my memory who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash. She smiles faintly. Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he won't back down. I pray to the throne that he is alive and well. He's been gone for such a long time, and I really don't like this place. Cassia frowns in confusion. Theobald executed his wife and only son on the mere suspicion of treason against House Orsilio. So why did the noble Yvain rush to save someone who had betrayed his house? Do the bonds of friendship give one the right to make inexcusable mistakes? I'm looking for a man by the name of Heinrich von Kalox. Is he here, perhaps? Unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours or mine. There's nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place. Is there anything else I should be apprised of before I set out? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your lordship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so the rebels couldn't get to the shuttle. I have no more questions. You may excuse yourself, pilot. The woman freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly, Your lordship, if I may have a minute of your time. I wouldn't even have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation. In any case, have you been to the capital of Rykad Minoris yet? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, a communication officer, by the name of Jasper. I have not yet been to Rykad Minoris and know nothing of this officer's fate. That's a shame. May the Emperor keep the fool from harm. Thank you for your time, your lordship. She bows. You can tell by the desperation in her eyes that she is exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid as soon as possible. Yes, well, don't we all? There's a trap here, though. We need to disarm the trap. We need to... Cardpost has been vacant for a long time. There's a layer of dust on every surface. A layer of dust. Build a bridge from the other side, I guess. More traps. The remains of a meal, one far too lavish for even a hive world, let alone a prison colony. Argenta, you're our demolitions girl. Were you always shrouded in a greenish-gray light? Nothing to it. Easily done. Do we need to loot these goods, or will they all just be automatically found? I'm not reading these prison diaries. I'm not. I just won't. There's so much text in this game. Please, have mercy. I can't read it all. The Chosen Ones. Find Warden Castalia. Cassia's abilities. She's an officer, my ship's navigator, voice of command. Bring it down. Lidless Stare is a unique damaging ability. Damage built at a stun. And it's a stun. It's an unbelievable attack. We've been ambushed! We weren't prepared for this? Okay, start the battle. They got the drop on us. Kick, kick. Alright. We can't change the order of play here, can we? No, we can't. Rapid fire. He's got 8 health. We can just kill him with, just get up in his face and shoot him. Can't move and shoot. I can't shoot into melee. Damn it. I can't shoot into melee. Foolish. I thought maybe I could just lift my gun and unload. Seemed plausible to me. Oh, but she's up now. Alright, so let's... Extra turn. Oh, that's interesting. She can grant extra turns already. Let's voice of command. Then bring it down. Then Lidless Stare. Or maybe Lidless Stare first, actually. Yes. Look at this. Oh, it's gonna hit our allies too. It did hit allies too. Ha 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 ha. Yikes. Well, it obliterated our enemies though. So, you know. But 2 AP and no MP. Ow, whoa, yikes. Is that a wound? 3 stacks of bleeding. Doesn't look like she's got wounds. Abelard, he's 46 health. Okay, so he's gonna take more than 1 hit to take out. And then endure. Oh, you can also. Well, maybe not face effect yet. Indira, you got hurt. You were hurt. Harmed. You need to harm them back. Just like that. That's my girl. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Should we throw sensory deprivation on these guys too? What was the outcome there? It looks like he is blind. I wish there was a combat log. She could heal herself. I wish anybody in this party could heal anyone. I don't really have that going on, I don't think. Alright, you serve me. You make urgent service servant. Damn. So hang on, I can just do this and reverse my death from above.
High momentum.
Wow. Cool down 1 round. It's just gonna be available again. I can just do that. Can he shoot through there? Yes, he can. He can indeed. Like a huge jerk. Fire through there. But I don't want to reload. I wanted to see if I could target this guy. Which I can, it appears. No, not directly through there. There we go. 17% chance though. Just go around. I guess I could shoot. Well, you lose your move when you act, right? Well, maybe we can do it with 17% chance. Oh, I should have boosted her right up by. Run and gun. And then rapid fire. Oh shit, but I don't have enough AP to actually do the rapid fire now. Damn it. Maybe this will last though. It doesn't have a duration on it actually. Maybe we can just do it next turn. And I can just do my shit every single turn. Because I'm a beast. It's not a nice thing to be held in, her gaze. It's bad. It's a bad place. Oh, yeah. Bring it down. Here we go. How about this? Take another turn, Argenta. Nicely done. She did it. She did it. Very good. We defeated them even through a wall. Even with an ambush. Very mean. Chainmail. Very retro. I doubt if these prison rioters are armed in a way that's going to be of interest to To a rogue trader. Another prison journal. Inspect the poster. Frequently removed. Yeah, tear off the poster and examine the wall behind it, please. Nice. Improved auto pistol. Prisoner's shank. Just stealing their little stash of prized finger bones. She is injured. I guess I should heal her with the medkit, huh? Do we have such a thing? Help a dear out, please. Very nice. Tech use. We don't need a multi-key, we got tech use. We got tech use. Oh, hello. My brethren, the dawn is nigh. The Optimates will guide us into a new existence. Yes, yes, dear brethren, have a taste of my steel. What? Oh, I've longed for this, my dear brethren. Thank the throne, normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die down here with these nutters. The old man with a gap-toothed smile drops his weapon and holds out his hand in a placating gesture. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change, talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot, but well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities, so we had to, play along. That's all it was, play. We never meant no offense to Governor Medina nor the lawful authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over and we can go back to ourselves and quietly do the rest of our time. A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Judging by Abelard's tone, the seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's ingratiating monologue. The low-born speech is mottled with colors that conceal his true darker hues. This old man has a long history of lies, and he's using his wiles on us as well, but I see no foul corruption or ill intent in his words. Tell me more about this warden and the riot. I saw your tongue talking about that heretic, but if you insist, here's how it is. The warden of this here prison, the Honorable Master Castiglia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the chompers from the guards, work again. But the new one, you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseers started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry or swinging their pickaxes harder and whatnot. And then, would you believe it, they put together a list of the best workers. And if someone on that list also showed good behavior, that's when they get promoted to an Optimate. That's the upper crust among us jailbirds. Or that's how it was at first. Then the warden decided it's the Optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments. And then it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work. It was the Optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when those goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards ain't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the Optimates. In the old days, we'd have maybe 5 or 10 stiff kickings a week. And now we were lucky if it was only 50. And it wasn't even the end of it. Warden Castiglia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry under the dome, and I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things like the Optimates are saints who will behold the truth, and he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them, more beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards and overseers. The warden himself had armed them, and that's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well. Adira nods knowingly. The old Kodjer's right. Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong. She notices our look and catches herself. I mean that with all due respect, your lordship. No offense intended. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? Hmm. Now, how can us lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self? I have an inkling. You see, us here, we're, how should I put this, different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. They're all petty thieves from Rykab Minoras, debtors, gutter snipes. They're no one serious. Now, we, your nobleness, are cut from different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you we're on Footfall Station? You know Footfall, the only shipyard and the best market in all the Corona's expanse. Yes, so where on Footfall you can find some very serious, business-minded people. Now you can get yourself a very special discount on them. Some very special goods. What kind of very serious people? The most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard about the Fellowship of the Void? It's the largest pirate alliance in the expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. And, well, their joint efforts leave them with an excess of spoils, so they need to dispose of it somehow. And I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles the kind of dealings on behalf of those very serious people. You are pirates. I came across a void ship belonging to your associates. They were planning to break you out. The old man grunts, huffs, then makes up his mind. Well, that's out of the bag. Our fellows were supposed to come and get us a long time ago, but they got tied up somewhere, Void Kraken's gullet with them. And in all this time we had to wait, this happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the synth wool over you. It's just we want nothing to do with this whole warden nonsense. So what now? Will you let us go? Idira cracks her neck. Sure, no problem. Today you tell us a little lie, tomorrow you stick a torpedo in our side of that ship of yours, if it doesn't fall apart the moment our helmsman sneezes in its general direction. Very well, I shall spare you. Oh, that's so great to hear, your nobleness, just great. Now there's a true aristocrat, not that warden creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else on account of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistake, I tell you. Revan and Hieronymus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man for getting distracted. So, Footfall, the Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there built into the remains of an old ship. And in that bar, in the back room, a certain Riza does her business. Tell her Grandpa Bagval says hello. He'll be your favorite client in the blink of an eye. There we are. Well, your nobleness, we'll be going now if you don't mind. I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the warden's henchmen. Go, tell my pilot that it is the Lord's captain's order that you be sent to my ship. You'll join my ship's crew. You have my personal pardon as a rogue trader. Thanks. We are most grateful, your nobleness. The old man glances at us somewhat skeptically, but then smiles and leaves. Wow. Recruits, that's so nice. 3 guys. We're filling right up. Filling right up to the top. Demolish. Boom. Goods. Was there another way to go, or was that it? So we just had to have an explosive to get through here? That's a little harsh. What if we didn't have one? Dead end, or is this another way through? I see, it looks like there's more than one way to the main level. Perhaps this will get us in more stealthily. We do want to kill everyone. We wouldn't want to leave anyone unkilled. Build a bridge. The way back, if we needed it. It's Dark Souls. Shortcuts. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, this is a problem. To the open pit. To the barracks. Alright, that's just back inside. To the open pit. To the main level. This is a scary object. No comment, anyone? A scary object? Oh, hello. The Chosen Ones. Find Warden Castiglia. I told you, Evie. They're hiding so much from us. Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters. What have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fibs and useless admonitions. The voice of the man standing with his head back to us sounds almost soft. Heedless of everything but what's in front of him, he leans over a prisoner in expensive clothing. But Aurora, She is different. She spoke with me like no one ever had before. She revealed the truth to me, and now I can reveal it to you. If you just stop struggling for 1 minute. What? The man finally realizes he's not alone and turns to us. He's clutching a long, thin metallic rod with blood dripping off it. We have guests? From the Von Valencia's ship, I would wager. Evie, my dear, you will have to wait. Do not faint, I beg of you. It's important that you feel everything, including your other eye. The warden's words are suddenly drowned out by a chorus of voices in our head. The entity that still dwells in the recesses of our mind rejoices in a cacophony of cries. This place, it holds great significance for the entity. In the frantic chanting of the voices, we can almost make out the words and speak of an ancient grave, one that was opened, for it contained a priceless treasure, a most coveted prize that was retrieved by the faithful after a centuries-long search. Such dreadful shades. Cassia recoils and covers her mouth. The colors of this place, they are putrescent to the core. And these people, their colors are oozing with madness and despair, pain and doom. How do you know who I am? Lies have many faces, but there is only one truth, and it has been laid bare before me. I knew the enemy of the truth would come here sooner or later. You know, we had this guy once. He was a quiet one. One day he walked into a middle-deck bar, threw one back, and pulled out a gun and started shooting people left and right without saying a word. Then he shoved the barrel in his mouth and blew his brains out. Our warden here has the exact same look in his eyes right now. Who's that on the table? My sincerest apologies. Where are my manners? Please, allow me to introduce Yvain Winterscale, the younger son of Caligos Winterscale in the flesh. You know, he was so close to witnessing the truth right before you interrupted our little chat. How dare you, you contemptible peasant! For every drop of noble blood you spilled, you will pay 100-fold more. Cassia turns to us for support with an expression that is in equal parts indignant and frightened. Abelard shakes his head somberly. That poor fool! I knew nothing good would come of his naive attempt at negotiating with heretics. However, Yvain appears to still be alive. If we make haste, we might yet save him. Having a scion of House Winterscale in your debt would certainly prove beneficial. What madness have you wrought in this prison? Do you truly want to know? He becomes more animated and runs a hand through his matted hair. We note that it has been some time since he last trimmed his nails. This was my garden, where I tried growing the seedlings of a beautiful future. That was before I realized that there is no future, not in the sense ordinary people understand. We are too attached to this life, to the limitations of our weak bodies, to the short-sightedness of our eyes that can scarcely see. It is all so insignificant. The true future lies beyond real space, and the only way to reach it is through a cleansing sacrifice. Do you understand? That pit, there's something special about it, is there not? An item of value was once buried there. Now tell me, Warden, what was the item, and who took it from there? The Warden's gaze bores into us. Then he smiles with the corners of his lips. You are too late, enemy of truth. This bastion has already fulfilled its great purpose. You will never find the trail of the reclaimed relic that now rests in the hands of the devout. Why did you mutilate these people? These are my optimates, saints who will guide the flock at the fated hour. Listen, he pauses and smiles. Can you hear? You can't? They are crying out, calling. It's just that their cries are not meant for our ears. They cast their voices out there, beyond the edges of the glass, into the transparent quiet. There they are heard. There, their call is answered. Rogue traitor, every moment spent on talking to this heretic could be a moment spent destroying him and committing this place to purifying flames. Isn't it time we got started? Who is Aurora? Oh, so you've managed to barge in here and interfere with the prophetess's designs without even knowing who she is? But it is too late now. You will never attain sight. All you can do is accept your fate. He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of the truth. The warden raises his hand, and the maimed people start thrashing about in their death throes. The time for words has passed. Optimates, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth, or become awash in blood. Oh, goodness. Can we save? We can. Get out there, Vesper. Get out there. He's not gonna get the act for a minute. Avalon. Gent is gonna get attacked right away. Yeah, put her in cover up there. She doesn't act for a while. Let's leave her in cover. Let's swap her with Adira. How's that look? Start the battle. Alright, Vesper, can you actually get to anybody? It looks like you can narrowly get in there. If we just fuck up the warden, and most of these prisoners have really low health, it'd be nice to just shatter them. Swing! Now, what is this? Yes. Didn't get him. That's fine, we got other attacks, I guess. Blade Dance is the one that we want. Yes. Now, do I want to go back to where I started? Just for fun? No, actually, we're in better cover here. Now I think about it, so sure. Perfect. Argenta, can you see anyone from here? Yes, you can see lots of people from there. You need a grenade, girl. You need grenades. You need some kind of reusable grenade. This looks perfect. Let's do hail of bullets. Rapid fire. Yeah, so move over here. Rapid fire. Oh, she can't target both of them now. You can target both of these guys now. Oh, genius. She knows it. Furious Recital. Yes. I think the stacks of Zeal are based on how many people she's killed this combat or something. Maybe not. There's something that she gets that depends on how many deaths she's inflicted. We take another shot if we use running gun. Yeah. Do it. Kabam! Wow, we're a living nightmare here. Do you get a free reload? No. This is an XCOM. Unremembered. She doesn't have the crazy flay. That's Cassia's job. Very nice. This is not an attack, but this costs 2 AP, so... Wow, good roll. Okay, Abelard. I think you should just get in there and hit this guy, actually. Strike. Endure. Do it. And she could either fricassee mines, or she could fricassee a single mine. She'll fricassee one mine, I guess. Oh, it did free everybody else. Oops. Oh. Oh. It did not free everybody else, it just made them flicker. Well, I wish I hadn't just used my big attack. I got no other big attack. No line of sight, damn, I can't move. Well, I wish that jerk were not where he is. Let's try this. He can't quite charge far enough. Damn. Don't run away. Ah! Oh, hello. I'm flanked. Oh, we're all flanked. I guess I'm just gonna appear and obliterate this guard. What do you think? Should we... I thought there was a third one. I thought there was a third one. Oh well. It's a very powerful power. I like it. It's pretty good. Should I leap over there and... Oh, maybe I should... Man, what does this let me do? That's right. He's in the open now. Perhaps you should leap into cover. I hope that's cover. Looks like cover to me. Argenta. Well, she tried. She did her best. He's gonna get to go now. What's he gonna do? Slice up Argenta with his cool sword. Should we destroy the unholy lens? Or we have to destroy the unholy lenses, actually. I bet that's what's going on here. Can I target it with this psychic scream? Not effectively, no. Oops. Oh, it was an attack. Okay. Abelard, can you get up there and hit the lens? Doesn't look like it. He's just gonna come back if we don't destroy the lens. There's more than one lens, isn't there? There's two lenses. Oh well. Probably should have charged him. My bad. What's this do? Sworn enemy. Oh, this would have been good to do. Yeah, seven melee damage. Oops, that would have been great. We don't have as much, like, yeah, our physical damage is all over here. Guess we got some. We just need to bring it to bear. She can just do this every turn. There's no downside. In fact, there's an upside. It reduces our whale degradation for her to do it. Oh, she can't move now. Damn it. Let's just hold off on that then. It's fine. Ow. And then a little trot. A big swing and then a little trot. Damn, I wish I were a lot faster though. Because I gotta get back over there and cut this thing up. What's this one do? You serve me. That just makes everybody better. I think I can reach. Make an attack of opportunity here? Yes. Ouch. Damn, that hurt. It's a stationary thing, Argenta. You should be able to hit it without hitting your friends. That should just be an option for you. Oops. She can still keep going. She's not done yet. Wham! But there was another one. Okay, great. I have enough physical damage available here. Oh, there's Vesper is in trouble. He's gonna have to take a fucking opportunity attack to... There we go. No line of sight? God damn it. I'll reblind this jerk. And yeah, I give some foresight to Vesper. You can't no line of sight. Damn. Can't get into range. Can charge nothing. Not gonna take an attack. What happens if you use your lidless gaze on it? It says that you can do a ton of damage to it. Is that correct? Where's the other one? Was there another one in this room too? Was it just those two? This one's already destroyed. This one over here needs to be destroyed as well. Of course you can do frightful damage to it, Cassie. What was I thinking? What was I imagining that you wouldn't be able to absolutely annihilate it? Of course you can. I was being foolish, forgetting who I was talking to. Oh no! Fuck! Fuck, I forgot that can target friendlies! Well, that didn't fucking help us at all. God damn it. Yeah, it's okay, Cassia, your turn's over. Alright, buddy. I wish you had another charge of your special jump. I wish I'd saved it. Because that would be handy right now. Not hitting very hard. What's wrong with him? Rising tempo, yeah. Voice of command. I don't know. He's not hitting very hard. I just got a lot of armor, I guess. Oh, he's got heavy armor now. He was not nearly as resilient last time. Nice. Still trapped in melee with this fool, though. Is the lightning gonna jump onto me? Yes, it did. Great. Genius. Okay. Yeah, let's rip off his armor here. And make sure he stays blind. Beware. Is he our nemesis? Damn, he probably isn't. He wasn't. Oh. Does each one just light up once? So we just need to kill him a couple additional times, and it's not what we thought? Oh. Well, I wish we'd destroy that unholy lens first. That would have answered the riddle. I didn't think he was going to get annihilated quite that thoroughly. Okay. It's her turn again. Let's destroy the lens. It did not solve him, unfortunately.
High momentum.
Keep moving. Better keep moving. It's not a great shot. Oh. Adira is as far away as she could possibly be. Target is too far. Get into melee with it and melee it. Very nice. He's over there. We can't really get to him from here. But we can make sure Abelard's the first person he meets. Because fuck getting stuck. We got lots of hit points on Abelard, so let's not waste them. That's what I mean to say. Cassia. Vaporize him. And restore the veil. Oh, I wish he still had charges of death from above. This is so clumsy without it. No way to do any acrobatics. Run and gun. Well, that didn't work out. Is this? No, only burst attack. I don't know if rapid fire is worth it. I don't know when it's worth it. Like when your chance to hit's really high already. Keep bashing it, just in case. I don't trust it. This is important work you're doing. Don't doubt it. How do we do 4 damage with a bonus of 7? Does this last? Does he still have Sworn Enemy on him? Oh, he doesn't. I guess it only lasts for 1 turn. Oh well. Cassia will solve this problem. Where is the victim? There we go. What was that? Boom. Yvain Winterscale. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. Blood is bubbling on the young man's lips and his voice is barely audible, but even now it remains melodious and quite courteous. Yvain Winterscale, of Coronis, greatly pleased to make your acquaintance. On the rare days that Lord Winterscale visited Aurak 5, the station was awash in a mist of warm hues. We were forbidden from meeting each other, but I was delighted still to see such rare colors in my home. Now, however, his colors are darkening, twisting from pain and bitterness. We must help, Lord Captain. We must save the clarity of his soul, for he whose presence makes the world a little brighter deserves no less. Lady Cassia, I presume, the sacred child of House Orsilio. How disgraceful it is on the day that we finally meet. Yvain looks away in shame. I find myself not at my best. There is no disgrace in your predicament, Lord Winterscale. The Lord Captain and I met under similarly dreadful and tragic circumstances. What have they done to you? Conserve your strength. And the warden, my friend, I tried to convince him to stop the riot. Diplomacy failed. Speaking is a struggle, but he continues stubbornly. Father hates diplomacy, which is why I had to try. Conserve your strength. You are wounded and need help. Wounded? I should have phrased it altogether differently. Tortured and maimed, perhaps. Have you ever had your eyes burned out? This was my first time. I cannot say I recommend the procedure. He's either trying to make light of the situation or growing delirious in the pain. I must take my leave. I'll see to it that assistance is provided to you and that you are escorted from here. He nods, giving in to oblivion. Profit factor gained. Wow, just for rescuing immediately without any need for follow-up. Persuasion. Coercion. My persuasion's already so high, maybe we should take coercion. What have we got for being in a death world? 15% critical hit chance on targets with bleeding effect, or 50% less than maximum moves. That's pretty good. Axes, hammers, and last weapons, but not swords. Are there one-handed swords? Or one-handed axes, rather? I think that blade dancers need to use swords. Every injury, no. You do something. You go on. If someone kills the target, you protect me. You are next. Arachnoid Dragnet. Oh. A character can attack with the second weapon in their current weapon set in addition to the usual one attack per round. Yes. I want that. Or will it cost 3? Or does it just cost 2? I'm not sure if that was good, actually. Might be a trap, because our abilities are stronger. I don't know, maybe. Medicae. Why don't you take Medicae? Or carouse, you're on carouse. Contempt. Whenever an enemy engaged attacks the warrior, next melee attack his enemy deals plus 6 damage. Oh, that's pretty good. Warrior gains plus 6 damage deflection against the first attack made by every enemy this combat. Oh, just the first attack, I see. Not every turn. Area attacks deal plus 3 damage for each enemy in the area of effect. That's sometimes useful. Oh, that's fun. Just makes your dodge more likely until you dodge. You could charge and slash, and retain armor. Disarm. Oh, that's pretty good. When the warrior uses a single shot attack or a melee attack against the target, the warrior gains 17 units of armor against attacks made by the target for 1 round. I like that. Additional 10 damage when used from far away. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We might have to go with that. target. Oh, we don't want the operative powers. We want, yeah, telepathy powers. The target suffers half as much mental damage at the end of their next turn. That's pretty good. Mental breach. Enemies are taking damage from the Psyker at least once. Against the Psyker. Oh, the willpower resistance takes against any of the Psyker's psychic powers for additional 6 direct damage returns or mental damage. Oh, yeah. Pain channeling. Oh, that's fun. Enemies that become targets of Psyker's psychic powers get a stacking -5% penalty to dodge and parry until the end of combat. Oh, this is fun. Enemies suffer from the blinded, stunned, immobilized, or prone effects inflicted by the Psyker, suffer 10% more damage. Yeah, how about that? Yes, I'm into that. I like her blind. Oh, another one. We get 2. Okay. We can just take Visions of Doom as well. Very nice. Argenta. Camaraderie. This is pretty good if we Argenta and Adira stand back together. Critical damage increased by 1% to the end of combat. Rack and roll. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's just take that. Or what's alacrity? Let's want agility until the end of the next turn. Enough bullets for everyone. Interesting. Demolition. Sure, you're high demolition. How's your Medicaid? Everybody's is kind of bad. We just don't have a medic. What can I say? No, we need navigator powers. Some are talents and other ones are abilities, so it's not even like consistent which list you're looking at. Eye of Oblivion, Guide of Souls. This would be interesting. It would, well, she's the one who grants extra turns, so I guess she wouldn't be getting extra turns with movement. Unfortunately. I really like how I get an extra turn, navigating the stang with willpower. That's pretty good, because considering she can grant extra turns. So we should take this and we should grant extra turns whenever possible, just to juice it up. Argenta's is negative 170. That's good. She does not want to know. Not interested in the warp. Commerce. Already Vespers is high. Carouse. Coercion. Vespers is already high. She could be our high lore Imperium. She would be our high awareness, I guess. He's vibrating. I require some time alone with my thoughts. Yes, I suppose so. What is this? A noble sword, 7 to 12 damage. What is the disturbed effect? Anyway, it's an upgrade. Show me weapons. So what does the disturbed effect do?
they're already suffering from Disturb, they take +6 damage. Disturbed. -10 penalty to fellowship and willpower. Wow. That's pretty cool. I'll take it for sure. Good. Don't mind me, I'm just looting the fucking bodies, Mr. Winterscale. Tech use. Wow, the camera is bad in this area. Medicaid. Killed by poison gas. My eye is drawn to the shards of an enormous lens scattered around the broken device. At first we're uncertain as to what troubles us, but suddenly the realization hits us. The glass shimmers in a unique way, just the same way as the shards of the unknown broken object we found near Theodora von Valencius's desk. What's the matter, Lord Captain? Why are you so interested in? Abelard trails off when he notices what we're looking at and makes the connection. By the Imperium Saints, it cannot be. Idira bites her lip. I see it too. Whatever this thing in her study was, it was made from the same material as this junk. What? What? Abelard is at a loss for words. He takes a moment to collect himself, and all at once they start pouring out in a hasty sputter. It's a mistake. Slander meant to blemish the good name of a person who is now dead and cannot even defend herself. First those minions of the archenemy murdered Lord Captain Theodora, and now this cannot be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Come on now, Abelard, remember what she was like. Idira's smile betrays her grief, but at the same time is strangely knowing. Brazen, assertive. It was like her entire life was a race against fate until fate caught up with her in the end. She would have gone headfirst into a black hole if she had thought it would put her even one step ahead of everyone else out in the expanse. If we could just find out what she was keeping in her desk and why she went to get it during the attack. Sister Argenta's beautiful face is full of grief. How bitter it is to know that you were born from bad blood, but do not let this knowledge drag you into darkness. The sister's words ring with a genuine, sincere hope that we be blessed with a worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodora's possible heresy. Life must be so easy for you sanctimonious preachers. A dubious trinket and you no longer see a person, you see bad blood, an annoying hindrance. There is enough venom in Idira's voice to poison an entire regiment. Argenta recoils, but the next moment her dark eyes ignite with fury. How dare you admonish me? We are speaking of abetting the archenemy. A person who has tainted themselves thus can never justify their actions. Sure, why go to all the trouble of trying to make sense of anything when you can just label them a heretic and call it a day? Except, dear friend, I seem to remember that you didn't mind Theodora so much while you were aboard the ship. You didn't leave her side for even a moment. She rescued you, aided you, and your adoration wilted the moment you heard an accusation sullying her memory. You weren't surprised or upset. You just gave up on her and move on. Idira is right. It is too soon to cast accusations of heresy. Vesper, don't be naive. Theodora kept an unsanctioned witch by her side like a pet. Do you really believe she would think twice about crossing the line in other ways? Walk away from the device. Well, I didn't even mean to interact with that, but I guess it's a good thing that we did. We learned so much. We should probably wrap this here soon. Got ourselves a nice, beautiful level. Go back to the level. No quick teleport out for us. I guess the bridge is the quick teleport out. Pilot Raquel. The rebellion has been crushed. I have news of your lord. He is safe and in one piece. I shall receive him as a guest on my ship. So ready the shuttle. There's visible relief on the pilot's face. Clicking her heels together, she cheerfully barks out, "Consider it done, your lordship. Thanks for the good news." I have no more questions.
Permission to report, Lord Captain. A Over the past few days, I received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel's systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance.
A click comes through the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in cogitator calculations or have some other sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed. Adira joins the channel and chimes in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legends. A door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering. People have grown used to all that, so our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here.
The technomats inspected the servitors and concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omnicide, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated or by manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's tasks considerably more difficult, and High Factotum Janrus Jonrock would like to discuss with you how we should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge.
Okay, well, why don't we throw a save and call it there for now? See you soon.